I was born English and married a Scot and came to Scotland some 40 years ago when he was one of the exiled Scots lucky enough to return to Scotland on the back of the oil. Now, I was a local government officer with the Greater London Council, latterly as a project manager leading their building sites programme with the aim of producing 22,000 dwelling starts a year. I was a Labour Party activist and a trade union rep, active in the 70s when the Labour Party undertook a tremendous programme of liberalisation, equal pay, domestic abuse, divorce, decriminalisation of homosexuality. And I spoke at the White Collar TUC on the Equal Pay Bill. I didn't think it went far enough. I was 13 years in Scotland before I became convinced that for Scotland to retain the things about it that I valued, it would need to become independent and follow its own culture and ways, and in particular, I think, its community spirit. I was also influenced by my knowledge gained by trying to produce housing sites on time and under budget of how dysfunctional the British system of government was. I was a foot soldier activist locally, but then became a founder member, then convener of New Scots for Independence, which charged itself with establishing that nationalism and racism were not the same thing. And in this capacity, I was honoured to give the Wallace Memorial Lecture at the annual ceremony commemorating his death. I was then asked to serve on the Scottish Land Commission and became its vice-convener, chairing meetings as we travelled all over Scotland to talk to Scots about land and how it should be used. I wrote the final report, which was well received, and was asked to serve on Lord Sewell's ad hoc expert committee. I was a founder member and later an elected council member of the Scottish Independence Convention, which united people of all parties, or none, who supported independence. I ran a Talk Independence feature on a stall touring the North East summer shows. From the start, this worked bottoms up. We got no's to talk to us about what bothered them, about independence, researched the questions I was asked, and produced the material for the following year. We concentrated on information rather than messages, since I was convinced that the total ignorance of the electorate about how government works was what made them vulnerable to exploitation by unionists. We now have a full range of information leaflets, and they've been very successful. Well, that's my story. I've joined the Alba party to stand in the northeast of Scotland and make sure we can get a supermajority for independence in the Scottish Parliament.